Oh, blessings. So, just kind of, I've been sharing these videos for a few months now, and I haven't really expressed what they represent to me. So before I get on with today, which I'm going to talk about Tiwaz again, and this time talking about the three levels. So before I get to that, I just wanted to say that these videos offer me an opportunity to reflect, because when I'm sharing it with whoever's watching these, in a sense, it really gives me an opportunity to sit back and actually consider what I'm learning, and being able to put it together in a way that others can understand. And by doing that, it helps me solidify what I'm learning. So, all right. So that's why I'm sharing these videos at this point. All right, so Tiwaz. Again, this is just the basic posture and the basic sound. But all right, so moving beyond that. So usually when I get into a runic stance, I get into it and I connect with it, right? I'm visualizing the 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 runic shape, right? Tiwaz. Like I'm trying to embody it, right? Literally, my body's trying to mimic the shape. While doing that, and while inviting its tonal sounds, and it doesn't have to be quick like that. It'd be just, really get that meditative sound. So as you do that, you're in its shape. That's what's considered like the first ayat in the runic system that I'm formulating, I guess. Is it's a lot of tangible. Yes, it's the tangible body. It's really getting into that, touching with the energy, right? Well, the second ayat really moves into working with its energy. So now we're in the stance and we're feeling the energy. We're seeing how it affects our body, right? We're seeing how it affects our reality. Because as we start to work with Tiwaz, for instance, this round of touching in with different runes, I just started working with Tiwaz. Well, that morning, all of a sudden there was a lot of aggression, because I had my sword out. I'm really inviting that energy, because Tiwaz is a powerful, strong, forceful energy, right? You can really feel that, even in just being in the stance. This is not like a shriveled up stance, right? This is like bam, I'm out there. And then of course it's a very pointed and directed and powerful in that sense too. So, I invite this in, and well, then all of a sudden there's just struggles. My girls are just having a hard time. There's fighting. It's just a lot of energy, and it's coming to head. It's coming to the head, right? Um, and then my wife manifests being able to stay home today and be able to work from home, which is really cool. So, because our girls have been sick. I mean, we all kind of been a little bit of sick, but my girls have gotten pretty sick. So they've just been staying home, and we've been just loving on them and stuff. And so she manifests that. This is all within like an hour of me inviting the energy into myself and into my reality. And then something of mine breaks, and it. I wasn't really upset. It was just like, "Ooh, shit, that's what's going on," But then it triggers a memory of what's connected with that object, right? Because when we get something that's powerful, a powerful object, something that's meaningful to us, in a sense, it actually is imbued with that energy of what was going on in our life. And so this object was connected with someone in my past that has really toxified my energetic field. And I forgot about that. So it was cool, because it was this breaking away of the remnants, right? Well, so, all right, I get on tangents, but so the third layer. So the first layer of working with the runes is just to become the shape and be able just to visualize that shape. The second stage is actually bringing that shape. You are that shape. I am Tiwaz, right? You are that energy. So then you experience its energy, not only in the physical sense, and the emotional, the mental, and the memories, and all that other stuff, but also your environment, all that stuff. So that's layer 2, or the second ayat. Well, the third ayat was actually to become the object itself. And and I haven't experienced this with Tiwaz and Tir, but like, for example, working with Urus, that was something really powerful and really, really easy for me to do, because not only do I relate with that energy spiritually in my past, but I am a Taurus too on top of that. So that when I became it, I actually became the Uruk. I became the wild creature, powerful creature. So, and that's the third stage, when you actually experience reality as what the rune is naming, what it represents in the physical, tangible world, right? Feu, cattle. You can go all through them, right? Kanaz is the torch, the fire. So it's just like becoming, consciously becoming that which you are focusing on, which then actually, this is where classical yoga from the Eastern traditions helps us with, is that it offers us a path to lead up to that ability to unify with the object of your focus, which is samadhi. That sense of unification where subject and object drop away. So yeah, there's actually, in the classical yoga, they teach us how to invite that energy. So, for instance, classical yoga, as given to us by Patanjali, he has eight basic rungs, 8 steps, 8 branches of things, 8 things that we can do to basically come to that samadhi of what we're focusing on. Wow, this is really drawing out. I didn't mean that. Okay, so real quick, the 8 steps, right? You basically stop doing the shit that's fucking you up, right? Hello. Start doing those things that help you do and accomplish what you want to accomplish. The third step is basically fucking get healthy, right? In body and mind. That do some exercise. Get out. Do yoga, kung fu, play tennis, whatever the fuck you do. Get some exercise and eat well and all that good stuff, right? The fourth is working with the breath, which is naturally becoming aware of the bodily energies, right? Working with the prana ultimately leads us to the awareness of the energy and how it affects, how our breathing and consciousness and awareness affect the energies of our body, right? And that's, in even in physics, right? Where the observer actually affects what's being observed, right? Consciousness does affect energy. It's a subtle energy, so part of the path is actually becoming more and more and more and more and more and more aware of the subtle vibrations within our beings, right? In our surroundings as well. So those are the four initial steps, right? Well, then the 5th one starts with working with our awareness, right? Our mind. And it's basically condensing down our consciousness to be aware of just what we're focusing on without sensory distractions and mental thoughts distracting us. Basically, we're working on focusing on some object and slowly pulling our awareness into that focus, so that even the sounds around us we won't be aware of, right? Because we're focusing our energy and our awareness to one thing. And then we continue to focus, whatever it is we're focusing on, right? So when we're in the stonic, when we're in the rune stanas, that's what we're focusing on. We're focusing on the feeling or visualization, the thoughts on that object, right? So if I'm thinking of kanaz, right? I'm actually thinking about the torch, the flame, the fire, the light, and the heat and the warmth and the movement, right? I'm starting to think about that stuff, but I'm keeping my mind anchored on. So that's the fifth step. Well, the sixth are the senses. Fifth step. Sixth step is to really refine your focus, right, and really inundate yourself, infuse yourself within that vibration. Well, the seventh step, right, is when we have contact with that object, where we actually start to feel like our conscious awarenesses are starting to fuse together, right? At that point, there's a sense of crossing over and experiencing reality for a flickering of a second. From that perspective, from that energetic being, right? And as we continue to move into that place, more and more insights come forth, because we're tapped in, basically that's what they say is the third eye, but we're really just tapped into the energy, and we're experiencing this fluctuation, and at that point there is great insights that arise within our minds that really touch in with the depths of reality, right? It's powerful stuff. So the last step is samadhi, right? Where it's that sense of unification, where you actually become that which you're focusing on. And there's a sense of loss of a limited concept of self, right? Because self is powerful in the sense of this is me, this is my mind, right? We definitely need to get to that point where we truly embody that and honor ourselves, and that's powerful. But it's not everything, We're just one self in a multitude of different selves. So when we reach past letting our attachment to this strong concept of self, this powerful self, when we can relax, at that point there's that basically that shamanic journey, right? That yogic union, kundalini arising, when the energy just completely opened up. That's samadhi. You're in that experience of samadhi, and it can manifest as anything. When I was meditating with lagoos, I became rivers, but sometimes I just became a still pond, becoming the grass as it just slowly wavers back and forth. When you truly let go of that limited concept of self, right? It is our self, our core self identity in this body. But as soon as we let go of the shell, right, we open back up to the wholeness of who we are, which is connected to the beginning, right, all the way back to the well of weird, right, to our to the beginning of our ancestral line, all the way into the future, and everything in between, because we're all just made of particles, which have been part of dinosaurs and leaves and flowers and stuff. So all that energy too is within our being, these beings, right? So anyhow, this is just some of the stuff that I'm experiencing while working with Tiwaz and reaching out to connect with Tyr, who is pretty amazing. All right, blessings.